All right. Good morning. We'll wait here a couple minutes for folks to join us before we get started. In the meantime, I do have the risk disclosure up for those. Hey, Ziggy. Good morning. Morning, David. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get started. We have a fair amount to review here today since this is the beginning of the week. Hey, Sapadia, good morning. Okay, so again, they completely disregard your level of interest. Well, it's not going to be the first time that an instrument disappoints you, I'm sure. Good morning, Sergey. All right, guys. So just want to remind everyone that the content is being published and distributed by the market trader and is to be treated as general information only. None of the information provided is intended as investment advice and offer to buy, sell, recommend, endorse, sponsor any security, company, or fund. Future trading does contain a fair amount of risk and is not for every investor. An investor could potentially lose all or more than their investment capital, and only risk capital money that can be otherwise lost without compromising one's financial security or lifestyle should be used when trading. Okay. Nothing, again, contained herein is a solicitation or offer to buy, sell futures, options, or Forex. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Okay. So now that we got the risk disclosure out of the way, guys, we'll go ahead and start with what we normally start with, and that's the news. Okay, just to see news that is in play or in store for us today. So let's review the news. Just going to confirm you guys can indeed see my screen here. Okay, there it is. Good morning, Shadow Hunter. All right. So, what do we have in the way of news today? Well, we have a couple of members of Fed members speaking today. Fed member Bowman, Fed member Kashkari, speaking today, respectively at 1 and 1:50 today. We have the consumer credit coming in at looks like 3 p.m. today Eastern, U.S. Consumer credit. Then we have at the tail end of the session here, we have Bostic and Musalem speaking. So overall, relatively light in the way of news, to be honest. But again, given all the tensions that we're having around the world, any news that maybe is construed or could potentially affect the markets is also a possibility. The other one that we always talk about is the European option expiration that happens at 10 a.m. That's something that should automatically be added to your list of items here. As I mentioned before, I generally don't. I wait for the first hour of trade as much as I can, especially when dealing with crude oil and gold. I generally wait for the first hour of trade, and I don't take on any trades until I guess after 10 a.m. Eastern, and then 10:30 a.m. respectively for the equities. Okay. So with that said, let's go ahead and now that we've gotten a review of the news, let's go ahead and start reviewing the markets here. And the market of choice, as always, is to review the gold market. Okay, so let's open that up here, and then I'll go ahead and start to share my screen. Okay, so the more we'll go ahead and click share my screen. All right, there's the gold market. Okay. So hopefully you guys can see my screen. Okay, you can see that it looks like we are selling off a bit in the gold market. So let's take a look and review just, I guess, a little bit more holistically, and start off with higher time frame chart. And this, since this is the beginning of the week, I tend to want to look at things at a much higher time frame. And as you can see here, I've already kind of drawn some arrows from some of my pre-market analysis here, and came up with a couple of hypos already based on the arrows, right? So I think in some of the analysis I was doing, I was saying, okay, well, we're at the 2700 level. One scenario would be that we sell off a bit, and we pull back a little bit from this 2700 level, and then maybe at some point we resume the trek in this bullish market. Okay, a little bit further lower. Okay, so you can see here that we are very much in a bullish channel here. So I'm kind of anticipating that maybe we get a little bit of a pullback here, maybe down to maybe close to 2600 here, before we resume our trek to the upside. That would be a symmetrical kind of move here, right? So we kind of pull back. We kind of pull back here in a symmetrical move down to about 2620, 2625 before we resume our upward move here. Okay. The other short term, I would say that I'm probably a bit bearish, although I understand that I am in a bullish chart here. Okay, bullish channel, right? But I'm expecting that maybe, given this scenario that we had here, that I should expect potentially that we will do the same again. Okay, and that will come down to maybe 2630 before we resume to the upside. Now, a more immediate bull would be if we do break above this area 2700, and then we come back and retest it from above. That would be another scenario that I would entertain. That's kind of what I've kind of listed out here. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the daily chart. Okay, so daily chart, here we are. Okay, so we've had a series of candles that have been a little bit overlapping. Morning, Mike. A set of overlapping candles that we had here on the gold. Okay, so the question is, what's the most immediate thing that could happen here? Well, based on the daily, it seems like the most immediate thing was that maybe we come back to revisit, as I mentioned before, this 2620 to 2625 level before we resume our move to the upside. Okay, as you can see here, every move has always come back and tested the same level it's left. Okay, so so my view right now is that we will come back to retest somewhere around 2625, 2630. Okay, before we resume our potential move to the upside. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm seeing. We're starting to see a little bit of bearish structure. We've created kind of a lower low, okay, lower high here in this market. I would say that in the immediate future here, it's important for the bulls to hold this 2656 level, 2660 level. Okay, should it break that level, then I don't see any reason why we can't get back down to 2620, 2625, somewhere in that range. Okay, looking at the 4-hour chart. Okay, for our chart, we continue our overlapping set of candles here. We have a developing bearish engulfing candle that'll, I guess, finalize here in about an hour. Okay, on the 4-hour chart, again, we have a series of candles that indicate the lower lows and lower highs. Okay, and we have a bearish candle to show as well. Okay, now we have something I'm beginning to look at here from a momentum perspective. We have the ADX here. The ADX is a little bit on the low end. Okay, indicating that there's not really anything in the way of a strong direction in this market at the moment. And as you can see here, we have a lot of overlapping candles, which is aligned with that. Okay, the bears have been of late in control of the market, but now I've come into an area where I guess a little bit neutral. Okay, So again, if we are going to head lower, well, we're going to need to break some structure here to the downside. We're going to need to get below 2660 in order to have, in order for this move lower to have any sort of legs, because as you can see here, this 2660 level is an area of relative importance here. Okay, we have an area here where it's shown that it's particularly of supportive, right? We've had one retest. Another retest did not really garner too much in the way of buyers, and who knows? We're right back at this level again. So again, on a short-term basis, it appears that we're headed lower in this market. Okay, but this 2650, 2660 level is an area of demand. Okay, all right, let's go ahead and move on to the 30-minute chart. 30-minute chart. We've had a couple of candles here moving or indicating that it has some kind of some momentum here to the downside. We have an inflection here on our ADX tool. Okay, ADX, now we've kind of crossed above this both the positive and the negative indicator, and then this baby blue line is the actual DMI, which is kind of fading here a little bit. Okay. So that's indicating maybe there is a little bit of strength behind this move lower. Okay. I don't have my, let's see, where's my volume delta? That's another one I want to look at here as well. So we'll go ahead and add that volume delta. Okay. Looking at volume from a volume delta perspective, well, you can see that we are accelerating volume wise to the downside. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at our levels here. Okay, let's go shrink this down here a little bit. Oops. Just kind of adjusting things here a little bit. Okay. All right, so let's open up our spreadsheet here and add our levels. Let's see, where is my... Okay, let's locate my spreadsheet, guys. Give me a second here. Okay, so here are our levels. We'll just add our levels and we'll just kind of spot check a few of these. Okay, so we have 2701 just above 2700 as a 4-hour supply there. Okay, we have let's see, open up some of these indicators now. We'll go ahead and open up this one here. Okay, so we have price reverse off the top of value here at 2677. Value area high is actually coming in at 2677. Yeah, 2677.3. Okay, so we'll go ahead and modify that 2677.3. All right, we have value area low at 2664. Okay, so we'll go ahead and modify that. 2664 is our value area low, .30. Okay, point of control is at 2669.30. Okay, and then our settlement price is 2673.20. Okay, 73.20. Okay, we'll go ahead and open up ADR here. We got ADR levels coming in at 2688 and 2655 respectively. And then we have ASR coming in at, let's move this to at least London. Let's go ahead and open up New York and see what it says. Okay, so ASR coming in at 2683.70 and coming into ASR low here right now at 26.59. So that's kind of what we're looking at. Settlement is 26.67. 2667.8. I don't know why I'm getting 2673. Let's modify this to the Z contract. Yeah, I'm getting from the tool, I'm getting 2673.2. So I mean, I had settlement at 2667.80 as when I reviewed this yesterday, but I'm getting a different reading today. Okay. So fair enough. We can keep 2667.80, no issues. Okay. Okay. Now it's adjusted on me here again. Okay. So in any case, guys, we'll keep it at 2667. We are coming into average session range low. Okay. Could be a logical location that we could potentially see a reversal in price. Does not appear that necessarily in the cards at the moment. Okay. But it is a reference level that we can maybe keep an eye on. The next one that seems likely, given the price movement that we're seeing right now, I'm going to go ahead and open up initial balance. Okay, so initial balance is relatively wide range. Initial balance, price is coming in below value. Okay, if we can get below 2660, which I had already kind of called out here, then there's no reason I think we can get to 2655. Maybe as low as the initial balance low from Friday at 2651. Okay. So, but we are coming into some levels here. Right now, we have volume kind of aligned with this move. Okay. But it is also an area where we could expect a reversal in price. Okay. Either here at ASR low or ADR low. Okay. In any case, I'm going to be remain patient here. I do see that price is below value. That's a feather in the cap for the bears. We are still in the middle of establishing the initial balance range. So I'm going to wait for that to take place for another 30 minutes before I decide on any sort of execution in any direction. Okay. All right. So with that said, we'll go ahead and move on to, let's double check to make sure I have the right. This is not correct. Maybe range. This should be 830. And it looks like I have an older version of the tool here. Bear with me, guys. I'm just updating the tool here to the most recent. And we'll go ahead and adjust this here a little bit to say 830. And this will be 830 to 930. Okay, so there's our initial balance range. This is our value area, which again we're getting below. See value area 2675.90. We have 2664 as our value area low. Actually, 2659 as our value area low. Point of control at 2671. So yeah, price is peaking below value. Okay, and so that could provide us enough, price for it to continue down to at least 2655 before we maybe would see any sort of significant reversal in price. Okay, so that's kind of what I have for the gold market. I'm checking to see if there's any questions. I don't see it, so we'll move on to crude. Okay. Okay, here's the crude oil market. Initial balance should not be established yet, so we'll adjust that for now. I don't know why we're seeing that. 1 hour New York. No, it's day session. Click OK. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and start with the weekly. Okay. You're welcome, Shark. Remove some of our drawings. Here, we'll close this off here. Okay, so what is the weekly chart trying to accomplish? Well, if I shut down this area here, you can see that the market is trying to head higher here. Okay, we had a very strong week last week to the bullish side. We had a very strong bullish engulfing candle followed by a candle. It's not even an inside candle, right? It started off where it left off to the upside. Now, it's up against an area where we could see some sellers. Okay, but price has kind of made it above this area here, again indicating bullish activity. Now, where could this price go? Well, assuming that we can get above 75, I don't see any reasons why we can't get up to 80 based on what I'm seeing as far as price action. Looking at the daily chart, okay, daily chart, we've had a series, again, looking at this, guys, I'm sure everyone will agree that we are bullish. We're kind of in a bullish trend here, okay? I'm going to go do a little bit of Fibonacci analysis here to see if we've reached the 100% extension. It sure looks that way. And sure enough, we are even up to above to the 123.6% extension, okay, of this swing. So we are coming into an area where we could see some resistance here around 76. We are seeing a little bit of selling as we speak on that level. Still a daily chart. We're still a ways away from this candle closing. Moving on to the 4-hour chart. Okay, 4-hour chart. Let's go ahead and shut down our initial balance. Shut down our ADR levels here for a minute. We'll go ahead and remove the Fibonacci levels. Okay. And we're taking a look at it from a 4-hour perspective. We have a developing bearish candle, but we had a bearish candle here before, only to see the market rally on us and develop a new high. So right now we are in a bullish channel to the upside. Okay, this is very much bullish up to the upside. So I would want to see a candle break this to the downside before I'm kind of interested in any sort of bear trade. Okay, bearish trade. Okay, based on the 4-hour chart. All right, looking at the 30-minute chart. 30-minute chart. We'll go ahead and remove this. Again, we're in that same similar channel. We're above settlement price. That's kind of highlighted here in orange. Okay, we are starting to get below initial balance, not initial balance, VWAP. Okay, at this point, I'm trying to see where I would like to place my anchor VWAP. Okay, good morning, Stumps. This is the top of the market. It happened. So let's see. Let's locate maybe the beginning of London here. Maybe this around here on Friday. So let's start it at that level. So I'm going to go ahead and select my anchored VWAP here. Good morning, Great Dane. All right. We'll select the start of Sunday. Okay. So again, here's our anchored VWAP off the start of Sunday. So we're starting to see some price action that would indicate that maybe we are headed lower in the crude oil market. Okay. Maybe we're looking something like this. How far could it go? Well, I think it can easily get back to 74, maybe down to 74.50 initially, maybe as low as 74. Okay, before we maybe see a reversal in price. Now, buyers can step in anywhere in this area. Okay, from 75 down to 74.50 to 74. Okay, if the bulls are very much in control of this market, I would expect 74.50 settlement price to offer a nice area for a potential reversal in price currently. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and add our levels here. Okay. So we'll add our levels to the market. Okay. Here we are. There's our levels. We have see, we'll start to open up average daily range here. So we have average daily range coming in at 74, 74, that's it, 75.64. Okay, so we'll go ahead and modify this here a bit. 75.64. Okay, and then we have average daily range low coming in at 73.23. 73.23. Okay, we'll go ahead and turn on ASR here. We know that we have the market is open here. We have 76.05 coming in for ASR high, 76.05 as our average session range high. Average session range low is 74.12. We've already called out 74 as a possible destination here for this market. So we'll put 74.12 here as our average session range low here. Okay. Remove this here, a little plus sign. All right, we'll go ahead and open up. We'll shut down ADR here for a minute and ASR here for a minute, and we'll go ahead and open up our other tool here to help us establish our levels. I'm just going to double check to make sure that we're looking at the right areas and right times. So this should be modified to 9 a.m. Okay, because the volume session, the volume range that we're looking at, volume area range starts at 9 a.m. Eastern. Okay, our initial balance is also at 9 a.m. Eastern to, in this case, 10. Okay, 10 a.m. Eastern. All right, so we'll go ahead and modify that. All right, so here we are. Let's see. All right, let's go ahead and remove this channel here a little bit. I'll double confirm these value area ranges. So we have value area high at 74.80. Okay, 74.80 is our value area high. We have value area low at 73.92. Okay, modify that to 2. Okay, we have point of control at 74.38, which is pretty much, we got, so I have point of control at 74.37. The indicator is telling me, no, Great Dane, I don't just review crude. I review gold, crude, NASDAQ, and ES. Okay, so that's coming. All right. So, okay, so let's see. Value area low coming in at 73.90. Settlement price coming in at 74, I don't know, 74.46, 74.45. Looks like 74.45. Okay. All right. So we have the initial balance range that's been established now in this market. Okay. So here we are. 74.38 is our point of control. Okay. Well, we'll leave it at 74.38. So the tool is telling me 74.45. Okay. But we'll modify it to 74.38. Settlement. Yes. Settlement 74.45 listed right here. Okay. But we'll move it to 74.38. No, initial balance is not established. Initial balance just opened. Okay. We're 4 minutes into the initial balance range. Okay. This is still developing. Okay. All right. Okay. So what to make of this market? Well, the fact is that we are above value. Okay. As long as we remain above value, then we have to err on the side of bullish in the market. Okay. I'm going to be waiting for the initial balance range to finally establish, and I'm going to wait for price to tell me what direction the market participants want to take it. Okay. Right now we have a relatively narrow initial balance range, but we're only 5 minutes into the open of the market. So this can change in the next 55 minutes. Okay. Once we establish initial balance range, I'm going to wait for whatever direction they want to take the market. Right now, I'm thinking that they are going to take it higher. Okay, given what I'm seeing here, we're above value, we're above settlement, We're now above daily VWAP. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and draw an anchor VWAP here. All right. Anchor VWAP. If I can locate the anchor VWAP tool, where is it? There it is. Okay. So I'm going to pick the open of Sunday here. All right. Which is basically the daily. So that's probably not going to give us a whole lot more insight here. So let's see. This is London. So let's pick London here. So we'll try London. Open of London with this candle right here, okay, and see where that places us. Well, technically we're below the anchored VWAP from London, okay. So we had a run up during London, okay, and then as we approached the start of the start of the session, we had a little bit of a sell-off, and now we're at kind of this market where we're developing a bullish engulfing candle with the potential, I would say, that of further upside in this market. Volume delta is aligned with a move to the upside. This volume is quite strong. Okay, so we have right now what appears to be about 6,000 more buy orders than sell orders. Okay, 6,000 more buy orders than sell orders. Okay. All right. So in any case, it appears that the market wants to head higher, but if price does get inside this value area range, then my view could change, right? So I'm bullish if it manages to get above 75.63 or whenever this initial balance high is established, and maybe somewhat bearish if we can get below, let's say, 75. Okay, if we get below 75, then I would say that we head back to 74, okay, in this market. All right. So that's kind of my view of the crude oil market. Again, I'm happy to take any questions on this. Otherwise, we're going to go ahead and move into the equity markets, specifically starting with the NASDAQ. Okay. So let's go ahead and move into the NASDAQ. All right. Okay, looking at the continuous contract, this is awfully busy here. So we're going to go ahead and remove some of these drawings. I don't know what's causing that to draw. So let's see, turn this off. We don't want that. I don't know what's causing that to draw so strong here. So let's remove this. Oh, that's not it. Super trend. No. Turn this off. Okay, let's remove some drawings, guys. That doesn't change. Okay, there it is. Okay, so let's start off with the weekly chart. Okay, weekly chart. Take a look at this from the weekly perspective. We always start the week with a weekly perspective. Again, if we were to look at these bars here of late, right? Well, we had a push higher with a little bit of a pullback. Now we've gotten higher. Now we're at kind of the top of the level here. Okay, the question is, we're still, I would say, it's still somewhat in control of more recently of the bears, right? Really to establish the trend to the upside, we really need to get above 20,850 or 827, 830, somewhere at that level. Okay. Of late, we've been in this kind of strong move to the upside, and we've been of late since, say, maybe mid-July, we've been in kind of this range in the NASDAQ. Okay. High of 21,000, low of 17,000. That's been kind of our range of late, maybe as high as 18,600. Okay. So we've been in range. We're kind of at the top of the close, coming into the close to the top of the range. I would say that we've made a higher high, not the most impressive higher high. I would have to say we're coming into an area of I want to say supply here, some resistance. Okay, coming in here. All right, this area here, I suspect is going to be resistant, which could lead to price potentially heading lower. okay, right? And we kind of remain in this range. Assuming that we break above 20,900, then maybe that could again restore this bullish move to the upside, okay? Looking at the daily chart. Daily chart's giving us the same kind of outlook here. Probably going to adjust my range, my supply area or my resistance area somewhere along those lines. Okay, you could probably even make a case for it to go all the way down to this level here. Okay, this 20,600. I would say is an area of resistance in this market. Okay, I would say this would be an area of resistance. Should we break above this, then that opens the door for some higher prices here to 20,800, maybe as high as 21,000. Okay. Right now, the first order of business is, can we get above 20,600? Because if we do, then that will open up some maybe opportunities for further upside move in this market. Okay. All right. Looking at the 4-hour chart. Again, we've been in, I guess, a larger, kind of looking at this, maybe a larger bearish move here, bearish channel. This is kind of where I'm kind of channeling my Picasso. Okay, so right now it looks like it's kind of retesting or coming into an area where it could be retesting the top end of this channel, testing the conviction of the buyers here, I guess, to some degree. If we do manage to get back inside this channel, well, that will speak volumes to further downside move in this market. Right now, I would say that in order for me to participate in any sort of bullish move, it needs to get above 20,245 in order for me to really be interested in the long side. Okay, I need to see a break of structure to the upside. Okay, to really see that this is not just merely a pullback of this swing. Okay, the swing down would need to see price get above 20,250 in order to kind of begin to embrace the bulls here. Okay, all right. So looking at this from a 30-minute perspective, we're coming off the 233-day EMA here. Okay, you can see here that the 233-day EMA has offered us opportunities in the past. Okay, come down to 233-day EMA and reverse away from it. Come down to 233-day EMA, reversing again. Okay, so we'll see if this has any legs to the upside. Looking at the ADR tool, where the negative indicator is above. So that meaning that the bears are still very much in control of this market, and we haven't really seen the DMI here kind of relax much. It seems to be accelerating, although losing a little bit of strength. But the bull momentum is bearish momentum is losing a little bit of strength. Okay, but the positive indicator has not crossed the negative indicator here just yet. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and add the volume delta. That's something else that I look at. Yeah, the 233-day is always something. It's kind of a sentiment indicator, Aaron. Okay, depends on the proximity of where we're at in the indicator as to when I bring it up. Right now, we seem to be right on top of it. So the fact that we're right on top of it causes me to express it. And some of these markets, price has been so far above that there was really no need to speak to it. But now we have price hugging the 233-day EMA. So if price remains above, then I would say that price has a chance to move higher. Okay, it's kind of like my line in the sand. Above the 233-day bullish, below bearish. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and add our levels here. Okay. So here are our levels. Okay. So there's our levels. So we're going to go ahead and open up ADR here. So we have ADR here to the top side coming in at 20,369 or 371. Okay, 20,371.50 on the top side. We got price to kind of reverse off of ADRs so far. We see how price came down to ADR low, and it's kind of rallied away from it. Okay, so again, another feather in the cap for the bulls. All right, so 20,067 is our average daily range low. We're going to go ahead and take a peek at ASR, but technically the market has not opened yet. So I'm going to move this to London for now. Okay, the market has not opened yet, so take these areas are going to change on us. Okay, so we have average session range. We have 20,266. Okay, 266, 266. Okay, 50. Average session range high, and then we have 20,023 is our 20,023 as our average session range low. But as I mentioned, this is going to probably change on us here in about 14 minutes. Okay, so we are already seeing that price is reversing off of both the 233-day EMA as well as its ADR low, which could lead to further price action to the upside. Okay, in this market. Well, where can this go? Well, it can go back to the high of day. Okay, could lead us back to the beginning here. All right, so right around what is this price? 20,257. Okay, all right, that's certainly well within the realm of possibility here. Okay, let's see. Let's go ahead and open up our value areas here. Make sure that I'm looking at the right levels, and I am. All right, so value area high coming in at 20,165. I have 165. Looks like it's almost more like what? Yeah, I have 165.50. Value area low is 20,044. Okay, 20,044 is our value area low. Okay, and then our point of control is 20,104.50, and then the settlement price I have is somewhere in this 20,227 is kind of, oh no, 202.50. Is that right? Are you guys seeing the same? 202.25 is our settlement price. Okay. 202.25 is kind of what I have. So I'm going to modify this 202.25. 227.25. Okay, well, we'll leave it at that then. 227.25. Okay, so something going on with the tools today, getting a little misreadings on these settlement prices. But in any case, so 227.75 is settlement price. Okay, so right now we are inside value. All right, so really neutral and with respect to any sort of direction. If price does manage to get above 20,165, I would say that we have a reasonable chance to get back up to the highs of the day. 20,165 could be an area where we have a continuation of the move that we have right now down. Okay. That would be kind of an area that I would expect maybe some sellers to potentially step in. Okay. If we do get above 20,166, 165 range, then that could lead to higher pricing. Okay. Looking at the ADX here, we still are, we still under bearish control. But that's kind of waning, looks like a little bit. And also the volume delta seems to be positive, but only slightly so. Okay. So again, really right now, I'm not really interested necessarily in a bullish trade. Okay. Would like to see price get above value at 20,165. Okay. And if it does manage to get above that, then maybe that will offer me an execution that would lead me back to settlement or up to as high as ADR high. Okay. All right. That's kind of what I have for the the NASDAQ market. Happy to answer any questions if you have them. If not, we're going to go ahead and move to the ES. All right. I always look at the continuous contract, right? When I do these, because I'm looking at things not just from a daily or hourly or 30-minute perspective, I'm looking at things at a weekly level. Okay. And if I use the contracts, well, I don't get as much history that I need in order to evaluate these markets. So as you can see here, let's reduce this down here. The volume delta has gone a little wacky on me. So you can see here that we've been in this kind of bullish market of late. It does appear that as we start the week, you're welcome, Frizu. It does appear as we start the week that we are maybe tiring here a little bit to the upside. Okay, as we get around in and around 5,800. This feels like maybe there might be something in the way of maybe a slight correction. Kind of you can see here that we have, corrections that anytime we've come up here, we have these kind of corrections, right? Pull back away, right? So I would expect that maybe we have something similar take place here. Okay. If we are indeed in a bullish move, well, we need to make a new high. We have yet to make a new high in the last we're still looking at the weekly chart here. Okay. So we have yet to make technically a new high here. Let's see, this is technically a new high, but not overly so. We have potentially a kind of bearish engulfing candle that's developing, but that's still in the beginning of the week, right? There's still a lot of week left to determine whether this ends up as a bearish engulfing or not. Okay. Looking at the daily. Okay. Looking at the daily, I'm going to go ahead and turn off my ADR zones. Okay. We have candles coming in here. We had a bullish engulfing candle, but that did not follow through with yet another bullish candle. On the contrary, we got a bearish candle. Okay. So again, giving us further indication that there's something about this 5810, 5800, 5810 level that there seems to be a number of sellers in this area. Okay. So right now we're kind of in range. All right. No real direction in either direction. Okay. Kind of consolidating here. Looking at the 4-hour. All right. So 4-hour, similar kind of view here. We'll go ahead and turn off this here, and we'll turn off this for now. Again, 4-hour. You can see here that we appear to have some sort of supply area above us here. Okay, this area here seems to be an area of resistance. Okay, it's not to say that it's going to remain resistant, but for now it is resistant. We have a bullish candle developing off of another level of what was resistant is now supportive. Okay, so right here. Okay, we're going to draw that in as green. Okay, because that used to be a level of resistance. Now it's come down and it's been respected. So then that could be, again, another indication that we could be heading higher. We're not getting as strong of a reversal away from this area of supply. So this could be short-lived. We could get maybe a push higher here. Okay. The ADX indicator is a little bit inconclusive as to the direction here. Volume delta is saying that we should be looking to, we have about 13,000 more buy orders than sell orders at the moment in this market. Okay. So we'll see what that leads to. Looking at the 30-minute chart. Okay. 30-minute chart. Again, we have our series of volume delta all indicating to the positive side. Okay. I would say that the first area that we could, this move could be met with some resistance. Well, it's there now. The next one is up about 57.90.50. Okay, that's the last time we've seen, I guess, a major kind of seller step into this market. So if assuming we can get above 57.80, I think 57.90 is in the cards. We get above that, we can revisit maybe some higher prices. Okay, we do have a higher high here. All right, at 50 from this push lower, we have a higher high. So again, some evidence that we are potentially seeing some higher prices in this market. I'm going to go ahead and add my levels here. Okay, so here are my levels for this market. All right, so we have average daily ranges. I'm going to go ahead and remove this area here. I'm going to add my average daily range high, which is coming in at 58.30. And then our average daily range low, well, that's right on top of my, what appears to be my line in the sand. as far as the as far as the bulls here. So that's coming in at 57.73. I'm going to go ahead and open up ASR with the understanding that this is going to change here in about 5 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and add it for now, and use London levels. Okay, so here we are. We have 57.98. Again, this 58 number, this 5800 number coming in over and over again. Okay, we have 57.57 to the downside. Okay, 57.57. I'm going to hesitate on adjusting this for now, guys, because I do know that the session is about to open. Okay, we have 57.98. We're going to go ahead and open up our ASR, our tool here, and see what our value area high. We got value area high coming in at 57.85. Value area low coming in at 57.55. Right now, price is inside value. Okay, price is inside value, so indicating that there's a little bit of balance in price, fair price, that temporarily fair price in the market. Assuming that we do get above value here at 57.85, then that could lead us to further upside move. Okay, if we get we are above. Let's see, turn on settlement here. Settlement is a ways away here above us, again at 5,800. So this could serve as a magnet to price. We have our ASR levels. We have our settlement price. Okay, so this could serve as a magnet to price settlement. All right, so that also another feather and potential feather in the cap for the bulls here. It was supposed to indeed push from instead it dropped a low and then decided to go my way after taking my money. Okay. Yeah, I mean that's just the nature of trading, right? So yeah, so in any case, right now I would say we are above some levels here. I'm going to go ahead and let's see where is London. London, this is this London is right around here. So London kind of sold things off here. So I'm going to use my anchor VWAP off of settlement for lack of another area here. So I'm just going to use that level here, and we are above. Okay, so that another indication that we could see further price action to the upside. Okay, all right. Let's see. I think that's pretty much what I have for ES. We're going to go ahead and just take a quick look here at the Dow to close out the session today. Okay, so we'll take a look at the Dow, and then we'll call it a session here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and forego the review of the daily and the 4 hour. Okay, we're just going to focus our attention here on the 30-minute. Okay, since we're kind of coming into the market, price has gotten above this 233-day EMA. We're up against an area, a small area of resistance. Okay, if we do manage to get above that price, say at 42,512, again, we can get to as high as the settlement, potentially settlement price. So we'll go ahead and open up. We have ASR already opened. ADR is also open as well, which looks like it's overlapping. We have our ASR ranges, and so I'll go ahead and just quickly capture maybe some of these levels here. So we have, let's turn off ASR here for a second and take a look and see where the ADR level is. Well above the market here. ADR coming in at 42,846. Okay, 42,846. Okay, right there. Okay, and then let's see if I can move this up here a little bit. We have ADR low here coming in at just looks like the market just opened on us. So we have ADR low here at 42,435. So ADR, oh geez, ADR low at let's see, what is this? 42,435. 42,435. We're going to go ahead and open up ASR now that the market is officially open here. Make sure that reads New York. Okay, we'll modify this to New York, and there should adjust. So we have 42,693 as our average session range high. Okay, ASR high at 42,693. Okay, and then we have our ASR low at 42,342. Okay, and then we're going to have, let's see, we have value area high at VAH at 42,662, and our point of control at 42,640. And then we have value area low at 42,422. Okay, so what to make of this market? Well, like I said before, we're inside value. We're getting a bearish engulfing candle developing in this. Let's go ahead and make sure that this reads the day session here. Okay, all right, there it is. There's our initial balance that's forming now in the Dow. Okay, we are at the edge of value. Okay, and so this could lead us to some price action to the downside. Volume delta is telling us that there is a fair amount of pressure to the downside in this market. Okay, but we're about 2 minutes into the market, so I'm not going to rush into anything at the moment. I'm going to let the market kind of tell me what direction. I'm going to let initial balance tell me what direction, whatever area or whatever area it decides to break in either direction. That's kind of what I'm going to be looking for. Okay, I'm not going to jump into any sort of trade at the moment. We have kind of a little inflection going on here on the ADX DMI indicator here. Okay, we got a little inflection to the bearish side. The DMI is indicating that the current move has some strength. Volume delta is also telling us the same kind of thing. Okay, so I'm going to wait to see if I get a break below value. Okay, before I entertain any sort of bearish trade here. Okay, I'm also going to wait for initial balance to break to the downside before I entertain any sort of bearish trade. And the same is true for any bullish trade. Initial balance is going to serve as my guide. Okay, if I get a break above, then I'll take a bullish trade potentially. If not, then I'm gonna be looking for something below, and that's kind of how I let the initial balance range define the direction of my moves. Okay, all right, guys. So with that said, I don't know if Great Dane is still in the market here. He's long left the session. But nonetheless, guys, this is kind of all I have, I guess, to share at this point on the markets. Happy to entertain any questions if you have them. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and close the session off. Again, encourage you guys to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Don't be afraid to comment wherever you end up seeing these recordings, whether it's on X or on YouTube. Don't be shy with making a comment here or there about how this is helping your or supporting your efforts in analyzing the markets. Okay. All right. So with that said, just want to encourage you to trade the market, trade well today, trade well, trade safe, trade like a pro, be a market trader. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'll be in the coach's raised room for about an hour before I have to move on to my regular day, and we'll have our regular group coaching session later this afternoon. All right. So until then, trade well, trade safe, trade like a pro, be a market trader. All right, guys. Have a excellent, profitable trading session today. All right. Talk to you guys soon.